Is Janet from another planet? 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 Is Janet?
The opinions you're about to hear on this show are strictly those of the panel.
The following program is rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences. The following program is rated TV MA LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the shit show. I had it on loop. Sorry, guys. It's always going to be something stupid like that. But I'm going to say thank you for showing up tonight, guys. Welcome, Orange Hats. Nice to see you again. Can you not hear me?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
And hi, Ruben.
I heard you.
Nice to see you again. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And I want to welcome Chris. He's sitting in for me tonight because I had invited someone from a show I was on the other night when we were talking about the election results as they were coming in. His name was Jerry, and he was going to join us tonight, but he doesn't have any power. So hopefully he can come back another time. I'll invite him. But tonight it's going to be really busy. We've had a really exciting last few days, as you can tell from the background that I'm using right now, because America, fuck yeah. Sorry, couldn't help myself. I'm so happy. We have been fighting to try to get people to see America the way she should be seen, which is free. And people should have more rights, have more money in their pocket, be able to buy a car, raise their kids, send them to the school they want to send them to, all that type of stuff. And we opened the door now. Trump is stepping through it, and he'll be going to the White House and hopefully starting to make some changes and have enough people in Washington to help him make those decisions and get things done. He's setting up a really good team. I'm really excited about it, and I'm just looking forward to 4 wonderful years, hopefully, of prosperity for our country. So, is anything you guys want to add to what I just went off on? Sorry.
I couldn't have said it better myself, so you guys go ahead.
So you going to add anything, Ruben?
Well, would you think that they won't pull any shenanigans up to the inauguration?
No, I think they're gonna. But I'm saying where we are right now, we showed up in numbers and we did our jobs. We went to the polls. Many people signed up to work the polls that have never worked. I've talked to so many people that have never done it before. They had a really good experience. Now they understand more about the process of it. So if there ever is shenanigans later on, they will see it. Just like me when I said, what the hell is that guy writing on someone's ballot for?
Right.
Because I knew right away that was illegal. You don't do stuff like that, because I've worked in 2 different states. But the thing is, I've seen a change. I've seen a lot of people wanting to get more involved in their local communities through politics. You're finding out more about what different jobs mean and why those jobs are important and why they even have them. A lot of people had no idea what voter rolls were, you know?
Right.
So, Chris must have dropped. He'll come back. I'll get him back. But I just want to say thank you guys again. And hopefully we're off to a good start and we'll see what happens. But
yeah, that's the big thing. I just wanted I don't think it's real yet until Inauguration Day.
Yeah, me too. I have a bad feeling about the 26th, but I'm still hoping that these people realize that they're building what are those platforms called where you go, you know, with a rope? What are those things?
Gallows.
Yeah, gallows. Hopefully they're seeing the gallows being built and they're realizing, well, I better start playing on the other team or else, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping that. But I've got a few cool things I want to share. This first one I want to share. It tugged at my heartstrings. So let me get it open here. Hold on.
Smokey, take the dogs outside, boy.
I don't know if that's it or
I'll
not.
go outside.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the first one I wanted to share. Have you guys seen this? It's President Trump shedding a tear as he saw millions of Americans supporting him. I love this picture. I have no words to adequately describe the respect and love I have for President Trump. He's truly suffered for our entire country. I watched him with awe as he faced hatred and persecution. Thank you, President Trump. We love you. But here's the picture. Right here, it was on TikTok. Right. And it says that he's shedding a tear after he saw millions of Americans march to support him. I cried while looking at this picture. That is an iconic picture right there. That shows, like I always say about him, when I see him interacting with our soldiers and the elderly and people that are in hospitals and children, he just shows, he exudes to me compassion for people, real feelings. And you can't pretend that. I'm telling you, when I saw the hackling hag or whatever you want to call her, standing up there at the podium and two people yelled, Jesus is Lord. And she said, you're at the wrong rally. What does that tell you about her? She definitely is not a Christian. Yeah. So you can't hide your real self very well. The more you speak and the more you interact with people, it starts to show who you really are. And I'm so thankful that we didn't get stuck with that person. I really am. I've been praying out the wazoo. I haven't been sleeping. But man, the last 2 nights I have slept solid as a rock.
Yeah.
I wanted to share that. It's such a good picture. And I just love it. I just love that picture. But the next one that I found, this was really good too. I saw this. It came across my timeline and I watched it because it just shows you his personality. It's another little tidbit about Trump. And it's showing this is how he comes up, how he writes his tweets and his posts on Truth Social and on X. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I think it's great. Right here. You see this? I'm going to turn it up.
Yeah.
Now watch him. He's in an office and watching TV. Now watch this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God. Is she crazy?
Thank you all. Thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Oh, too many thank you. It's about 20. That must be 35.
Traveling from India to California with an unshakable dream to be the scientist.
How many people are watching?
Can we tell how many, Dan? How many people are watching?
She's talking about how great San Francisco was before she destroyed it. A lot of talk about childhood. We've got to get to the border. inflation and crime. Take Cynthia's out. The things of which she complains. Things of which she,
Just love it.
of which she,
In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man.
oh, you hear that thing? Ready? These prosecutions were all started by her and Biden against their political opponents. Yeah. Get that out right away. She paid and raised bail. She paid bail to get the violent rioters in Minnesota.
I mean, you can remember all of them.
I love it. Put it in there. Put it right in with the stuff, right?
With that post, yeah.
Yeah.
But
You could do it either that or separate.
Say more lies, lying about the Project 2025.
Oh, lying against Project 25, which she knows, and so do all Democrats, that I have absolutely nothing to do with.
she says we all know that Trump terminal.
Isn't that awesome? See, he's not typing it in, but he is telling them what to put in.
Right.
He's actually involved in his own posts and stuff. People are saying that's not him, it's his assistants. No, he does it. And if you know anything about Trump and you've paid any attention to anything he does and listen to him speak for real, you would know that those are his tweets. That's why he said Kofi. Remember, everybody made fun of him
Kofi.
when he did it himself, and he was in the backseat of his car, and they made fun of him for it. But the thing is, I don't care if he misspells a word. So do I. I don't know a single person who doesn't. So I just like that because it shows you a little bit more of his actual personality and that he's a real person. You know, he's a dad, he's a husband, he's a grandpa, and he could be president, you know, but he's a real person. You know, he cries just like I showed you. He's been sad when his father died and his dad died, and then his mother-in-law passed away, and he even talked about her when he took his, you know, went up on stage and was telling everybody how happy he was when he finally won, and how we're gonna make this the golden years and stuff like that. So I don't know. I wish more people would just step back and try to pay attention to him and realize he's not the evil, horrible person that they're trying to make out all of us. Just because we like Trump and we think he's done a good job, we're evil. I'm a Nazi and I'm a racist and I'm all these things. I'm none of those things. And anyone that spends 5 minutes with me would know that. But they don't want to. They don't want to not believe in all this propaganda that they sprout out all the time. But the next thing I want to do is I want to present my Massive Dickhead Award. And I'm going to do this. And it's going to go to the person who posted this, or well, not posted it, but sent it out to all the FEMA workers. So we'll see if you guys have seen this or not. Yeah, this was an actual text that was sent out to the FEMA workers in Florida. It says internal messages obtained by the Daily Wire show a FEMA official ordered relief workers in Florida not to help houses with Trump signs. Because it says right here, it says implement best practices. No one goes anywhere alone, which is a good one. Avoid homes advertising Trump. Can you believe that? What an asshole to do that. Just because they don't agree with the same politics as somebody doesn't mean they don't deserve to get help. You know, that's pitiful and disgusting. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because that person deserves that award. At least I think they do. Okay, so here's another thing. These are all little things I wanted to share before we got down to the nitty gritty. I got one more that let's see, I think this is it. Yeah, no, it's two more. I got two more I want to share before we get started and digging into this stuff. But this is really, really good. I don't know if you guys saw this. because everybody says everybody, half the country hates Trump. But as you could tell by looking at the map, that there's way more red on this map of the United States of America than there is blue. And this is a barracks of a bunch of our troops in a Virginia Military Institute barracks this morning at 2 a.m. This was the morning after the election when it was announced that Trump would be their commander-in-chief. So I want you guys to listen to these guys. Okay, can you see it big or is it still small?
I see it big.
Okay, here we go. Listen.
Let's go.
Does that sound like a bunch of men that don't want to serve under Trump? It doesn't to me. It sounds like a bunch of guys that look up to Trump and are going to be really happy to serve under him, knowing that somebody with respect and that respects them is going to be their commander in chief. And I just wanted to share that. I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah.
And I got one more. Yeah. You want to say something?
All right, just making sure I'm coming in clear and whatnot. Am I having any audio skip?
No, I hear you fine. Can you hear me?
All right. Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's
good.
see. My next thing that I was going to, this is my last thing before we dig in. See, Jesse? Yeah, here we go. This is a really good one. All right, here we go. I thought you guys would enjoy this before we get started.
So what are the streets saying about Donald Trump being the 47th president? Let's find out.
Ready for the dictatorship? Hell no. I didn't know. I can't say no loud enough.
Where is that thing?
The election results.
I cried.
This is a disaster.
Do you need a shoulder?
No, I've got one, thanks to, actually.
There's no point in saying good morning because it certainly is not one.
Donald Trump elected 47th president of the United States.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, not again.
I'm smoking some weed. I'm getting high.
She was a shoo-in. She was a shoo-in.
She did so great.
She did so great. I loved her. She was great. She left.
Her policies.
Wait, I see what you're doing here.
I call it the lack of the Nazi herd self-respect.
So you think Republicans are Nazis?
I think everyone is a Nazi.
So are you a Nazi?
No.
This guy's cracked up. This guy's crazy.
Why do you think the people put Donald Trump back in the White House?
I'm a Democrat and they didn't do anything for 4 years.
Economics for sure. Inflation for sure.
He giving them money, and they excited for it, I guess.
People are getting sick and tired of being sick and tired.
I am sick of your and when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
Why did Kamala lose?
She wasn't liberal enough for the left. She had 100 days and basically just continued the Biden campaign.
Because she's a black woman.
That's it.
That's it.
Could it have been because America wanted change?
No.
Could it have been because of inflation?
No.
Could it have been because of all the illegal immigrants coming into the country?
Never that.
It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder.
Kamala Harris is a young woman. What should she do next?
Why give up? He didn't.
Divorce that white man she's with.
Live in California and dance and laugh.
At a dance party with Beyonce.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden, they're going to have a meeting in the White House. How do you think that's going to go?
Well, I think Biden's going to nod the off.
Trump might come out and say, well, guess what? I'm the president. Who cares what you think?
Biden will be like, good job. And then they'll just talk about golf.
They're probably just going to talk about
All these celebrities and politicians, you got Jimmy Kimmel, AOC, they all think they're going to jail now that Donald Trump is president.
Oh my God, you not. Just, have a get a body cam. You gonna be straight.
Man the up.
Stop crying, Jimmy. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Do your time, get out, keep it moving.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm out of here.
What are you going to miss about the Biden administration?
That I am going to miss.
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
What do you want to tell Jesse Waters on Fox News?
Who's Jesse Waters?
Oh, he's a big celebrity. He's on Fox News.
Oh, the big dude. Oh, okay. Stop talking.
Kamala for the win. Period.
Jesse, show me the money.
Well, what do you guys think of that? That was hilarious. Because everybody was talking about all the meltdowns, and stuff. So I figured I'd give you guys a small, funny point of view, showing some of these meltdowns of these people. I mean, Nancy Pelosi was not a happy woman. I enjoyed all of her shit. So
I wait for that bitch to be gone.
Oh my God,
No
it was
shit.
great. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, that lady is like, I don't know. I don't want to be too mad,
She
but
sucks the life out of everyone around her.
That's what
She is a ghoul.
Yeah,
A rape.
definitely.
She is a
Incubus.
parasite.
Yeah, an incubus.
That's an incubus.
Well,
that's the mythology creature that sucks the life out of you.
I wonder who's going to be on his cabinet. Already I think, what is it? Health and Human Services will it be RFK Jr. or what do you think? FDA or what do you think he'd be doing? God, there's so many things.
I think I heard Ben Carson today. I'm pretty sure I saw Ben Carson today got the nod for Health and Human Services, and he also is going to have RFK under him. I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
I saw that.
Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard, hopefully Secretary of State.
Yeah, I like Tulsi.
I think she's going to be Secretary of State. I do.
Yeah,
but we'll know. He's going to slowly unfold everything. But the thing is that I trust him. Okay. I'm going to let him make the decisions. I honestly believe that he's learned a shit ton of stuff that he didn't know when he was president last time. And he learned the hard way. It's called the School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
So I really believe that. And so I really believe that he's going to make good decisions. He's putting the jobs in the hands of the people that he believes can handle those jobs. And I'm sure he's had really good advice this time. And I can't wait to find out. But I really think it's going to be good. It looks like Elon and the other people that have been going to town are really excited about what they're going to be doing. So we'll see what happens. But this is one of the things I wanted you guys to watch. And Alpha Warrior, a friend of mine on X, put this out. I warned you this moment was coming. Many stood strong. Others doubted or even tried to sabotage him. But now it's 2025 approaches. We stand on the edge of history. This is the moment when the deep state falls across all levels in every country. They will try everything to remove this president. They fear the reckoning that's about to unfold. Do not stop praying for his protection, for courage, and for the victory of truth. Yes, and I definitely believe that. I really like Alpha War. I think is a wonderful person. I was friends with him before he became as big as he is today. But I would like to play this video of Trump, and some of the things that he says on here is I 100% agree with everything he says, but some of them are really wild. But here we go. Ready?
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats. I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong. They must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every inspector general's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. It doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, and it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
Well, pretty good. I think that those are some really good, right off, hit the ground running stuff.
Yeah.
So moving stuff out of Washington, D.C., all that stuff, I think they're not going to like it. And the term limits, I think it's a great idea. So
it's very, it's basically what he said he would do. Remember the whole, like, he was playing the music in the background for Some of All Fears, so basically the jig is up. He's doing it. All of this is basically exposing a deep state, all the spies. He gets rid of all of them. You know what? That's what happened, because again, when the Cold War stopped, spying increased because those spies were let go. Now it's going to happen again. You're going to have these spy agencies doing things and all that stuff, blah blah blah, whatever. Do your dirty deeds wherever there. Start wars if you want to. We're going to crack down on that bullshit because enough is enough with this, with these crime syndicates, what they're doing. Just bring all this stuff back here, because again, Trump has already talked to the head of Google and the head of Apple already about bring manufacturing here in the United States. Why not do it here? Shit. You know, we could be a powerhouse, you know? Yeah, so everything's good, but again, I want him to be inaugurated.
Is your YouTube working, Ruben?
Yeah, why?
Because mine's not. I'm getting told that my YouTube is not doing anything, even though it's up there. It says it's working.
Yeah, mine wasn't able to, or I wasn't able to stream on X or YouTube.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now remember, I was telling you that Jerry was having outages. They're having huge outages, power outages.
There's a cyber attack, most likely.
Yeah, probably. So sorry on YouTube. I'm really sorry that they said Rumble's working and X is working for me, but I don't know what's going on. So I'm really sorry about that. But Jackie B just said something's going on.
Yeah, I'm on X right now.
And it's working.
It's working.
Yeah, but
So
YouTube's not.
Janet,
So
I want
now
to
that
speak.
Yeah.
Can I speak to you a minute? I don't know if you did this on purpose or not, but I'm a pattern, thinking objective terms. What you really did with those 3 videos is you did what's been going on for the last year and a half at least. The Democrats came on and bitched about Trump and did not say a single thing and went to racism and misogyny and all that. They have nothing to offer, right?
Yep.
Then the second one, right, had a message in it, pretty much our message. We want a positive, better future. This is what we're going to do. And then the one you just did is lay down the law. And, I'm going to just bluntly come out and say it. Lawfare began when George Soros started buying legal districts. And they were placing communist sympathizer, DAs. Then they put a couple of communist sympathizers on the cabinet. And then they turn lawfare, and all he's doing is saying, okay, we're gonna enforce the law, not your game, but actually enforce laws on the book. And that's what he is. He's matter of fact, and he cares about the American people. And that's what I love about him the most.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I think everything he's doing is because he's sick and tired of the bullshit. And he said at the beginning, when he first came down the escalator, he was going to drain the swamp. And the swamp is Washington, D.C. And I am excited about this. I'm going to get my popcorn and I'm going to start enjoying the show as much as I can because it's going to be good. But we just gotta pray that these people are safe.
I wonder how many bodies they're going to find at the end of that swamp.
I don't know. I think we're going to find out.
If I might.
What is it like? What? How many people died of COVID? We got at least that many million in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what Orange Hat?
So, as I haven't been back a while, got to get back into things. But I remember when we were all worried about shit going on. And I kept on telling people, stay positive. Shit's going to turn out. Shit's going to work. Shit's going to happen in our favor. What happened?
It's in our favor.
And the thing is, folks, everybody's like, well, how the fuck did you know? It's like, I don't know how I know. I just know that I just know that shit is going to freaking work out. And I'm not saying I'm psychic or anything, folks. It's just that I had it's called faith. If you have faith that things are going to turn out, just hold on to that conviction, because that kind of conviction will allow things to go in the path they need to turn out right. And
I got a sign hanging on the door right behind me. It said, "Faith is not believing God can; it's knowing that He will." And we look at that every day.
And as I said, as soon as Trump took a bullet, I knew right then, it hit me. This man is winning this election. I did not know that the House was going to go to Trump. I did not know that the Senate was going to go to Trump. I'm looking at the stats on my phone right now, folks, for the Senate. We've gained 4 seats. It's 53-45 currently in the count. So there's just 2 more that they're still waiting on, which is Kerry Lake and the other one.
Yeah.
The House just updated as of just now, 200 to 212. We are in the lead.
That's
We just need to take 6 more. If we take 6 more seats, we got 218. We got the majority. So, because here's the thing, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, we took the House." We haven't taken it yet. We've got the Senate, yes, but we have not taken the House.
Yeah, but having the Senate and having all 3 is insane that it happened.
It's
no, but yeah. Because again, we'll get everything done. Let's get all these departments cut. Stop saving all the money, spending it here.
Wait, is McCain still in there? Are those people? It's still in there. Okay.
I have no
the
idea
thing-
about McCain.
Okay. Well, the thing is, the people that wouldn't back Trump last time, a lot of them are still there. Okay. So we, in our states, if we have rhinos in our states, we have to call and harass them every week. If they're not doing what they are supposed to do by backing our president and us, what we want, and not doing their job, then we need to ride their ass. That's what we're
Terry
supposed to
Lake.
do. We're supposed to force them to finish doing the job that we put them in there for. If we're paying them a damn check, they better work for us. That's how
Lake
it
is
be.
catching up in the votes. By
She
the way,
is awesome.
She's down by 33,000 or 31,000 or
Mhm.
32,000.
Well, that's close
and
enough for a
change.
recount.
That is close enough for a
And that
recount. And
means a closer look at all the votes that are there. I like that.
yep. Now, if you can share my video
Okay.
that I got up.
Here
Now,
it comes.
folks, these are the people, or over the last few years, we've been called racists, sexists, bigots. We have been called racists for wanting to do the mass deportations of the illegals that came here illegally. The ones that cross the border without going through a port of entry. That is a crime. We all know that, right? Well, this is from Black conservative perspective. I'm going to play a little bit of his video. This is the reactions of Democrats losing their minds over the loss or over their total defeat, and this is what they are saying coming up right here. So pay close attention, and let's hear this out before we say anything too.
Has been exposed.
Latinos for Trump, it is time to embrace the consequences of your actions. I've always been a firm believer of fighting fire with fire. If somebody goes low, I'll go lower. Now, with that being said, I know for a fact that most Latinos for Trump have undocumented family members, whether that be their parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, etc. So if you know of a Latino who voted for Trump, I urge you to call this number and report said family members. It's time that these Latinos for Trump get a taste of their own medicine and a taste of poetic justice. Now, I know what you may be thinking, Angel, this is extreme, and I agree, but extreme problems call for extreme solutions. And unfortunately, many innocent people are going to be affected by this, but you can't be that innocent if you raised a Latino for Trump. And before all of the Latinos for Trump come at me all angry, this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. You should be happy. Let me see that smile. But there you have it, guys. Once again, there is that number. You know what to do. It's time that these Latinos for Trump learn the hard way. But anyways, let me know what you guys think.
And I may offend some people with what I'm going to say, and I don't give a fuck. To all you Latinos that voted for Trump, I hope he mass deports you and your entire family. Whether you were here legally or not, you got to go. I hope he does that. To you Black men who your fragile ego couldn't take a Black woman in office, so you either voted for Trump or you didn't vote at all, the police will now have carte blanche to murder you right where the fuck you stand. And when they do that, there's not going to be no GoFundMes. Don't ask your family to ask us for shit. But don't expect sympathy. Don't expect protest in the streets. We're not doing that. Black women, we're done. We're done. We did our due diligence for this century and the next. We've done enough. We're not doing anymore. To you white women that once again voted against your fucking interests, when your husbands start knocking you into the middle of fucking next week and you can't do anything about it because no fault divorce is in play, I want you to take those black eyes and those busted lips as a personal thank you from Donald J. Trump each and every time you get hit. Take it. Don't look for nobody else. Don't ask for help. Take your beatings. For all of y'all that voted for Trump, I hope you get exactly what you voted for. Because the only thing he did was make America great for the people that it was great for from the beginning, white men. That's what he did. He couldn't run the risk of whiteness no longer being the default, not being allowed to fail up. So when you're bleeding out somewhere and there's a medical emergency and you can't get no help, women, who voted for him, you didn't give a fuck, so we don't give a fuck. That's how it is. This isn't America anymore. I don't know what it is, but it's not going to be America. And if you think that Trump is going to be in that office for 4 years, you're insane. Because we're about to be in a real live action episode of scandals. Because your next president is not Donald Trump, it's JD Vance. Because trust and believe.
Wow. Wow. This is the liberal loving left, guys.
Yeah, that's what they actually think. That's the wonderful thing about Donald Trump, folks. Every time he wins an election, he tears the masks off of these idiots. He pulls their hoods, their KKK hoods. Yeah, I fucking said it. He pulls those hoods right off and shows everybody what they're all about. That fucking Latino that is docs, or that is basically saying that's a call to action, by the way, so that is actually illegal. The wonderful thing about free speech is that you can say anything, including the shit we don't like. But once you raise it to call of action, you're no longer under protection of free speech. Right. You are actually that's what's known as intent. And if you are calling for an illegal action, that is called criminal intent. So yeah, that woman who is saying, or the woman after basically saying, all you fucking white people, I hope you're good and you get busted lips and shit. It's like, first off, trim your fucking witch nails and go stir your fucking cauldron. Because obviously you are not done Halloween yet. And not only that, folks, when it comes to our racism, it's only racism when they lose. It's only racism when they can't win. We showed up and we told, or this is a referendum and an indictment against all of the left, not just the ones who lost, or not just the ones who are batshit fucking crazy, but the Hollywood liberals, all of them, the cackling whores on The View, yeah, them too. I mean, Sonny Hostin and them, they're like, it was racism and misogyny. Bitch, you want to know what it was that got you guys to lose? It was your faults. You, the media, all of those people who were pushing the lies, nobody fucking cared after they saw you lying too much. Yeah, continue to tell your lies, run your ratings into the ground, grab your little 30 people in your fucking cramped ass studio and freaking tell them to stick their thumbs up their asses, because that's all they're really good for. We fucking won. You're gonna have to live with actually being able to afford shit. Imagine this. You are all complaining about shit that Trump is going to do. You want to know what Trump's going to do? He's going to fucking lower the gas prices. He's going to fucking lower the food prices. He's going to fucking lower your taxes. That's what the fuck he's going to do. But no, you all don't want that because of mean fucking tweets. Grow the fuck up. Suck it the fuck up. And stop your goddamn bitching. Because at the end of the day, Daddy Trump is actually doing you a fucking favor. All you people in Chicago that were like, oh, we're going to flip for Trump. Yeah, they fucking showed up and they actually did flip for Trump. So thank you to the Chicagoans. But here's the thing, folks. As much as this is a victory, we cannot, and I repeat, we cannot get complacent. We cannot allow decadence to come into this country, meaning we cannot allow things to just be so good that there is no strife, because we need to have that little bit of challenge. We need to have that inspiration to get the fuck back off of the couch and get back to the voting booths during the midterms and during 2028 when whoever is running for president is running for president. Chances are they're going to have a million different people running for president. I hear that JFK's grandson is actually going to start running for midterms. So yeah, that's a thing. Nobody's going to vote for the leg. Well, yeah, you are going to have some people voting for him because, well, here's the question: does he know about politics? Does he know anything? I don't know. But the thing is, folks, we cannot simply just yes, we can celebrate in this moment. Absolutely. Give yourselves a fucking hand, pat yourself on the back, give yourself a pat on the head, what the fuck ever. But do not sit on your ass in midterms. You fucking did that back in 2022. And look what happened. That red wave turned out to be a fucking red mirage. We lost seats. We lost shit. Thankfully, we're getting that shit back, and we now have, or it looks like we may have a clean sweep. And it also looks like we may actually get another fucking justice in the SCOTUS. But the thing is, that's it. But it also might be if Clarence Thomas beats feet. So if we do get another SCOTUS, awesome, because a lot of people are pissed off about Roe v. Wade because they're saying, oh, our constitutional rights were violated. Roe v. Wade was not a constitutional right. It is, because here's the thing, folks, it is what is known as ending a life. That is killing somebody. That is not a constitutional right. If a constitutional amendment violates the original Bill of Rights and shit, it is automatically null and void. That's called law of the land doctrine. But folks, I mean, I look all this shit up, I give it a read and whatnot, and it's important that you know this, but some of the stuff you don't even have to read. Some of it's common fucking sense. If or absolutely be happy with what you have achieved. But here's the thing, for the people in Chicago, do not think that just because you voted for Trump, you're off the hook. Remember, you voted for you voted for Democrats simply because they were the same fucking color of skin as you. When you could have had somebody else that was a lot better in Chicago, but no, you voted against him because he was white. The thing is, y'all are gonna still be screaming about reparations. They're never coming. Here's the thing, folks. Your ancestors already fucking received reparations. My ancestors never received shit when it came to reparations. And yes, my ancestors were slaves. I may not have been black, but God damn it, I am Irish. And my ancestors were slaves to the British. My Scottish ancestors were fucking slaves to the British. So yeah, if you are all indebted to reparations, you might actually want to seek them from Africa during the Atlantic slave trade. But that's enough of that. The fact is, Trump won because Trump needed to win, not just to save him from the lawfare that was committed against him, but to actually heal this country, because we have been suffering. And I am willing to bet with around a 62% certainty that Joe Biden himself voted for Donald Trump. Jill Biden voted for Kamala Harris.
Did you see what she was wearing? No, did you see what Jill was wearing?
What was she wearing? A MAGA hat?
She was wearing a red dress and a jacket, a red jacket.
Right.
Well, here's the thing.
Head to toe red.
Trump red.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. As much as that, hey, that's cool. That's a nice coincidence. But the fact of the matter is that woman dresses like a woman of the night. I mean, she got off of whatever the freaking designation for the first lady's airplane or air machine is, but she came off in fucking fish stockings and a trench coat. So I'm sorry, that kind of dress is kind of like hooker behavior.
Well, the thing is, I mean, that's what they think. They think that's, and we got to remember,
a red dress, that's provocative. That I mean, if you look at it from a psychological standpoint, red is a color of many things, and sexual provocation is one of them. And so, I'm sorry, I wouldn't touch Jill Biden with a 10-foot pole. She's not that attractive to me. I have seen many more attractive women.
And you got to remember too, she was the babysitter for Joe Biden and his first wife.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
he's tapping, or Daddy Biden's tapping the.
So she was like 13 years old when she got to meet Joe Biden. So just think
And
about
not
that.
only that, folks,
But,
here's the thing. The media, they kept lying. As I said earlier, they kept lying. And yet, when the media finally started saying shit, now all the Democrats are bitching because, well, Biden didn't stand down soon enough. All knew he was declining. And you didn't do shit. You all knew he was not well. You all knew it back in 2020 when he was running for president.
Yeah, I
because
knew.
that motherfucker had a staffer who came out and said he thinks he's in the 1980s running against his 80s opponent. He's pissing his pants all over the place. We
Yeah.
need to put him in incontinence diapers. We had a fucking president in the White House, and I don't want to say this too loud because I don't want to blow anybody's ears out, in diapers. We had an incontinent president. Can you fucking just picture that in your fucking minds, folks? We had an incontinent president who was not well. Do you want to know why they were pumping him full of all that fucking ice cream? Look up some
because of his mind.
remedies for strokes and for dementia.
For
Ice
dementia,
cream. All those chocolate scoops were not just because he was being a good boy. No, it was to slow his fucking dementia. I guarantee you, within 7 months, maybe 8, or maybe even a year or 2 from now, but between 7 months from now and 2 years from now, Joe Biden will either be dead from natural causes, or he will be dead from complications due to dementia. The man is not.
I'll be shocked if he
Both
makes
of you
it another year, honestly. I really will.
Yeah, from 7 months from now to 2 years in the future, 2026, I guarantee you it will come out.
Well, the
that
thing
Joe Biden
is,
has dementia.
one of the reasons I believed, and I've been saying that he wouldn't be on the ticket, is because when you pump somebody up with as much drugs as they were pumping in him just to get him to where he could walk and be halfway cognitive, it is killing his liver.
Yeah,
Okay?
all those drugs don't help.
No, and the thing is that I think that they were really saying, "Hey, he's not going to make it 4 more years. We cannot keep doing this to him." And that's why they remember the Tucker Carlson interview he had with Alex Jones, and they were saying that their secret people that were in the White House were saying he was wandering around the White House naked, butt ass naked at night. Because he was
probably shitting all over the fucking White House.
Yeah,
too.
who knows? Yeah, he probably was, but it was because he was on so many meds and stuff, and just to get him to be able to function, and that's elderly abuse. To me, I looked at that elderly.
I heard that Ashley comment.
Yep, he was probably looking for Ashley.
Yeah, he probably was. I mean,
while he was
honestly,
naked walking through. Yeah.
He's probably looking for Jill, but looking for the 13-year-old Jill.
Yep.
Couldn't
He's
find her.
Hey, what, Mr. President, where are you going? I was trying to find my daughter. Mr. President, you're naked. Why would you be looking for your daughter naked? Oh, because I got to get in the shower with her.
Yeah, because you got to remember they do that a lot. They tell the truth. But this next video,
she admitted that she had small.
Oh yeah, it was in the diary.
In a book.
Yeah, it was in her diary.
She validated the diary.
Yeah.
She validated it when she gave her statement. It is sad that my personal life has become a news report. It's like, you confirmed this shit? Dumbass. But yeah, let's move on.
Well, here we go. This was the thing that I thought was very interesting when I first saw this.
Wiser.
And yeah, so here we go. Let me.
Thank you for being here today. We brought together this press conference to make the following announcement, and that is today Kansas is filing a civil suit against the Pfizer Corporation under the Kansas Consumer Protection Act, seeking enhanced civil monetary penalties damages, and injunctive relief, misleading and deceptive statements made in marketing its COVID-19 vaccine. Pfizer also violated previous consent judgments with the state of Kansas, in which Pfizer promised never to use deceptive information to market their products. Kansas's case is the first of a multi-state collaboration, with Kansas being the first of 5 states to file suit. Before I go further, let me put this in context. As we all know, during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a great deal of panic and anxiety. Many people who were elderly or who suffered from various medical conditions had already died when the vaccines became available. And when that time came, when the vaccines became available, every one of us had to make 2 decisions. Am I going to take the vaccine? And if so, which vaccine will I choose to take? And these decisions were being made in a hurry. In some ways, you could say even being made under duress. In such an environment, it is imperative that Kansans making that decision receive the truth. They needed the truth. All Americans needed the truth. And in multiple respects, Pfizer did not provide the truth. Much of the information in this lawsuit came out as a result of a FOIA lawsuit seeking information from Pfizer that still had not been made public. And it was only a result of that effort that some of the information in this lawsuit is available. I urge everyone to read the 69-page complaint that goes into great detail about the specific statements that were made and the misleading nature of those statements made to Kansas consumers. The following is a quick summary of, I think, some of the 4 most egregious examples of misleading the public in Kansas. Pfizer marketed its vaccine as safe for pregnant women. However, in February of 2021, Pfizer possessed reports for 458 pregnant women who received Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine during pregnancy. More than half of the pregnant women reported an adverse event, and more than 10% reported a miscarriage, many within days of the vaccination. Pfizer also possessed information from its own October 2020 study on pregnancy in rats, indicating that its COVID-19 vaccine was likely linked to infertility, loss of litters, and stillborn offspring. Number 2, safety relating to heart conditions like myocarditis. Pfizer consistently denied any evidence of a connection or safety signal between its COVID-19 vaccine and myocarditis or pericarditis. Indeed, on January 18th, 2023, when asked whether its vaccine caused strokes or myocarditis, Pfizer chairman and CEO Alan Berla stated, quote, "We've not seen a single signal, although we have distributed billions of doses," end quote. A signal that he was referring to as a safety signal, which refers to a negative consequence. However, as Pfizer knew, the United States government, the United States military, foreign governments, and others had found that Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine caused myocarditis and pericarditis. Number 3, effectiveness regarding variants. Pfizer also claimed that its COVID-19 vaccine protected against COVID-19 variants, even though data available at the time showed Pfizer's vaccine was effective less than half the time against variants. Finally, transmission. Pfizer urged Americans to get vaccinated in order to protect their loved ones, clearly indicating a claim that Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccination stopped transmission of COVID-19. Pfizer later admitted that it had never even studied transmission of it after its recipients received the vaccine and whether they could say it stopped transmission. After making these misleading statements, Pfizer also engaged in some censorship attempts. Emails revealed that Pfizer officials coordinated with social media platforms to censor any speech critical of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine safety and effectiveness. It should also be noted that Pfizer elected not to join the federal government's vaccine development program known as Operation Warp Speed and declined that development funding. When asked about that, Pfizer's CEO, Albert Bourla, said Pfizer did not participate in the program in order to, quote, liberate, end quote, Pfizer's scientists and to avoid government oversight of its vaccine development. He also said, quote, "They want reports. I don't want to have any of that," end quote. Referring to they, when he said they, he was referring to the federal government. Pfizer's misleading statements contributed to success in marketing its vaccine in Kansas. By February of 2024, Pfizer had delivered over 3.3 million doses of its vaccine in the state of Kansas. This accounted for over 60% of all vaccine doses given in the state of Kansas. This suit is being filed today, and as I mentioned before, it is part of a multi-state effort in which more suits may follow depending on Pfizer's reaction. But this is about marketing products to the public. As I think most people know, the federal government conferred immunity on the vaccine manufacturers for tort suits seeking damages from injuries they received, but that did not free any of the vaccine manufacturers from their obligation to not mislead the public or make deceptive statements in marketing it. So this is principally about the marketing efforts that were made and how they contradicted what the company knew.
Okay. All right. I shared that. But I've gotten a couple questions about my YouTube channel. So I went to my email while he was speaking, and this is what I have. It says, your channel has lost access to advanced features. It says to keep our community safe, we limit some of our more powerful features to channels who have built and maintained a positive channel history or who have provided verification. Did you guys have to do that? As of now, your channel doesn't have significant channel history. I have over 1,400 videos and stuff on there. It has lost access to advanced features. This might have happened because you didn't follow the community guidelines.
Are you positive though? Because we are not exactly aligned with YouTube.
Well, it says you won't be able to do things like get higher quality, daily limits for live streams, shorts and video uploads, embedded live streams. I put a video up today. I posted a couple things in the community deal. And then it says embedded live streams, pin comments, add external links to your video descriptions, how to restore access to advanced features, build positive channel history by following our community guidelines. I already filled that thing out, I thought, and provide video or ID verification for quicker access. I've already done that too. Remember when you were talking about it, Orange Hat?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I've received in my mail. That's all it says. And that they sent that to me at 5:30 today. But I was
YouTube or StreamYard?
No, YouTube sent me that. Because I'm streaming on Rumble right now on X. So there you go.
And I'm simulcasting you on YouTube, and I'm connected to YouTube right now.
Did it it hasn't kicked your connection?
Nope.
No, it shows on this phone that it says it's just sitting there like I'm supposed to go live, but I'm not. I'm not live.
It didn't allow me on X, or it didn't allow me to share it on X or YouTube.
I'm on X and YouTube.
I don't know, man. It's fucking weird.
So yeah, I don't know. They don't like me. They don't like this. They don't like this show. They don't like stuff that I talk about, apparently. But they didn't say that this time. They didn't say I get a strike or anything. They just said that that's my email. That's all it says. So I don't know. I don't know why. So
see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm still a little apprehensive about everything. That's why I'm not sure till everything gets,
Well, hey, I'm not going to complain. I'm on Rumble and I'm on X right now. So, I don't have 1,000 subscribers. And if I can't help it, if people don't watch my videos, I put them on there. If people don't watch them, there's nothing I can do about it. What am I supposed to do?
Sure.
What can I do different? I mean, I almost have a video right now. It's just under 2 million views on Instagram. Wow. The same videos that I post on here. But if they shadow ban me, my own sister was trying to find me on TikTok, and she said, I put your name and I can't find you. Can't find your deal. So even on TikTok, I'm being suppressed. Yeah, so I don't know. They just don't like me. I can't do anything about that. So, well, let's just keep going. All right. So what did you guys think about what you just heard? Chris, especially, what did you think about it?
Well, I do have thoughts about it, and I need to keep it simple, really, obviously, for what we were just talking about the public presence, but I'll just say this. There's something that's about to come out that ties Moderna had the COVID vax ready before COVID hit Wuhan,
2016.
right? Then they pushed the vaccine on us, and now they're creating a new thing called the Human Biofuels Program, where all of these infestations and shit and sickness and all this stuff we have is all tied in to they turned us into machines to make fuel. Okay, and here's the problem. The people who did everything Moderna pre-COVID, the people who propagated the COVID disease into America, and the people who created the vaccines are the exact same people whose names are on top of this biofuel program. And the Department of Energy is involved. And there are Chinese Communist Party members embedded in that entire process. And so we're about to face that these people are also the ones who had the power to censor. So they were censoring for profit and killed 80 million people. And I'm telling you that the censorers are in real trouble. Real trouble. There are a lot of people in real trouble. That's all
I believe that. And the thing is that, you know, if I find something that someone's talking about and it's interesting and I don't see everybody and their brother talking about it, I try to bring it on here. We try to talk about it and find out what we think about it, because we're just regular people. None of us are professional, whatever, a journalist or a professional, military.
Nothing I just mentioned was classified. Every bit of it came off an NIH website.
I know.
I've
played videos, snippets from Tucker Carlson that was up. It's still up on YouTube. 3 weeks before I even put a snippet on it, like about the Surgeon General being interviewed by Tucker, and they took my video down and said that I was a cyber bully and I was sharing medical misinformation. And I go, he's the Surgeon General of Florida.
Yeah,
but I'm the one who said, but it's still up. The same exact interview is up on Tucker's channel, but I got a teeny channel with they just said in this email that I don't get enough views. So I can't build a repertoire or whatever. Well, it's not my fault if they're suppressing all my stuff and won't let anybody see it. How am I supposed to get views? See, they want me to show my tits and they want me to show my ass and they want me to tattoo my private parts and put it on here. Then they'll let me do that. See,
Dawn said you could just show them hers.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, what I'm saying is, if I did that, if I garden in the nude and shit, they would have me all over the place.
Yeah, you'd be
but
rich,
because I
too.
sit and do this stuff, they don't want me on here.
All right,
So
I got a
it's all right.
website.
But
Dawn's got a
I wanna-
website for this stuff I was just talking about.
Well,
like
okay.
it's
Well, I'm going to show this next video, which is, I think, another thing that I think is important that people hear. And this is all over the United States. It's all over the internet. You can watch it. Anything that I put on it, I gotten off the internet. So apparently they don't like it. It's not I'm not getting copyright strikes. I'm getting taken down for cyberbullying or whatever, that kind of stuff. They just make up whatever they want. But this was a video I thought was important. I would like for you guys to listen to it. Okay, here you go. Listen to this.
Are there any states where women face prosecution for having an abortion?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize miscarriage
No.
or that care for a miscarriage?
No.
Are there any states that criminalize removing an ectopic pregnancy?
No.
Are there any states that prohibit life-saving care for the mother?
No.
Are there any states where women have to be actively dying for a doctor to be able to act for her care?
No.
There's been a lot of rhetoric in this that I'm concerned pushes people away from getting access to health care. Vice President Harris, in a speech recently, said that women were being arrested and facing prosecution for experiencing miscarriages. Ms. Hackler, do you know of a single instance where a woman has been arrested for having a miscarriage or getting health care for that?
No, treatment for miscarriage is allowed under the law. And there have been instances where I think that one example of that that's been pointed to is misleading because the woman, I think she was in Ohio, the charges against her were not abortion related. And so it's misleading to use that as an example.
It's not only misleading, but it scares women away from getting access to health care. And it leads women to not go get healthcare treatment when they desperately need it.
So basically what he was trying to say is when you tell women, if you go to this doctor's office and you want to get an abortion, you're going to get arrested. So they think that if they go to the doctor because of all the rhetoric that's being told to them about the Roe v. Wade crap, when now it's in the state's hands, what they should tell people is go to your local doctor's office or whatever and ask what the rules are in your state, or get online at the library and type in what are the abortion rules in my state. That's all you got to do. And then you'll find out the truth about what your state offers, because every single state has a constitution. And people should understand what's going on in your state about laws and regulations. Isn't that the job of the towns, to tell their people if they want to ask questions? And if you go to the free clinic, you can ask questions there. You can ask questions at the police department. You can ask questions at the fire department. There's tons of places to ask people what the laws are instead of scaring women and young girls or whoever into thinking that if you go in and do this or ask for this, you're going to get arrested. So that's basically what the whole thing was, where they were trying to get people to understand, the truth and get it on record. How many women have ever been arrested for this? How many women have ever been arrested for that? And she said, none, not in any state. So it's all lies and propaganda, and that should be wrong. A person that spreads lies like that causes women to not get the care they need because they think they're going to get arrested because of it, which is not true. Okay. And I want women to be able to go to the library, go to the doctor, go to the police department, go any of these places to the emergency room and ask questions. It doesn't cost anything to ask questions. It's free, So I thought that was important. I wanted to share that. So the next thing is this is another one that I wanted to bring up. I thought was pretty good since I thought it was interesting. This was from Project Veritas.
I got a phone call with someone who's thanking me, and I got a lot of messages from people thanking my colleagues, thanking OMG, thanking for what we have endured, maybe that we would endure. And I got to be honest with you, it's been 2 decades of just nonstop fighting the government, fighting the media, just fighting. I mean, I'm fighting the Maricopa County people just a couple days ago, and that guy took his thing down. It's always a fight. Mm-hmm. And yet a strange sensation has come over me over the last 2 days, and a strange era where perhaps reforms in the government are possible. And it's a very beautiful feeling. I have been fighting these people most of my life. And maybe there's an opportunity to actually change government for the better. Mm-hmm. Along the way, I have had people really hurt me. And the enemy oftentimes was not the enemy. It was the enemy within the people around me and within even sometimes myself. And there have been moments when I said, I don't know if I can do this anymore. There have been some really trying moments where the only thing that gets you through the day is to wake up the next day and get a good night's rest and take it an hour at a time. But I really appreciate the gratitude that the messages, there's so many that you have sent me in the DMs, in the emails, on the texts. That means a lot to me. It means a lot. It's also kind of bittersweet because I think back to those moments where I didn't know if I was going to make it through, and that somehow we survived. Somehow we did it. So I just wanted to say I see all the messages. It means a lot to me. It is a strange feeling. It is a very strange feeling to defeat them, the media I'm talking about, for them to be irrelevant and for them to admit it. And I think I'm going to take a few days off.
Good for him. But do you see that? That was a person, a humble person. You didn't have to make a video to tell people thank you for all the support and stuff that I got after everything he's gone through. He didn't have to say anything. But that's the difference between us and them. They constantly blame us for all the bad things that they do. And all we do is say, we want all of us to have freedom. We want all of us to be included. And all they want to do is put us in a prison, take down our channels, whatever, just to shut us up. They just want to put a gag in our mouth and have us sit in the corner and suck our thumbs. That's what they want. And I'm not going to do it. I mean, if they take my YouTube channel down, I'll be sad. Yeah, because I wanted Janet from another planet. I'm not going to make another one and not be able to use that name. So, I just won't do it anymore. I'll just go to X and stay on X or whatever.
Right.
But, thing is,
Janet, let me say something about the video you showed about the abortion thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
My Body, My Choice was good for abortion, but bad for vaccines. Okay, number one. Number two, they talk about censorship and then they get all over HIPAA. It's nobody's business what anybody does in a doctor's office. And it's damn sure no man's business about an abortion unless he's the father. And there are cases where it is the right thing to do. And it should not be a public matter any more than the gay movement with them out with cock socks on and children walking around. There, we lost, civility. We literally lost repertoire and the ability to be natural and be able to walk around anywhere we want to and not be looked down at dirty because we choose to live in the moral high ground. And all of that is hugely involved in every bit of this. And that guy's plea. Can you imagine how many of us did this? Fought DOD, fought Congress, fought media. This is the land where you're supposed to be able to pursue happiness, to have liberty, right? And they took our liberty away from us and tried to make us think it was right. I mean, there was some deranged stuff going on. And what they should censor, they don't. And they want to use this rule for this and not this rule for this. We had a radical party. Then we had a media try to portray the other party as radical, when in fact, Donald Trump is an extremely brilliant moderate who's been able to draw moderate togetherness, into the mainstream. And now all that's left is radicals, and he's going to deal with them. Yeah, I'll hang up right there.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I also like how they love to try to keep using that my body, my choice thing. And it's like, woman, here's the thing. Your rights have been taken away. You can go to another state and you can get your damn abortion. But the thing is, I love how some of you like to come at us and say, well, men have more rights than women. No, you don't. Women actually have more rights than men.
Damn right.
When it comes to the
Some
age
women.
of 18,
Some women have
all
more
women.
rights.
All women have more rights than men.
Military wives do not.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Okay.
Well, then there
I
you
can
go.
tell you right now, I was married to a military man, and I couldn't go and have a procedure to have my tubes tied without my husband's permission because I wasn't old enough at the time to do it. And I had to have a whatever that document is that was, what do you call it, stamped or whatever to prove that he said it was okay for me to do it. So
All right,
it
well,
depends
aside
on
from
your
military,
circumstances. Yeah,
all right,
I'm just
so
saying.
aside
Besides,
from
it
military,
depends. Mhm.
all right, aside from military wives and
Mhm.
military significant others and whatnot, women
Yeah.
actually do have more rights than men because once we turn 18, we're automatically put in the draft.
Mhm.
When a draft comes, we have to answer, essentially.
Mhm.
So, and with if we try ducking it, dodging it, or whatever, we go to jail. Now, if women really cared about equality and
Mhm.
whatnot, well, then get your ass on the fucking draft.
Mhm.
Now, also, women, or because here's the thing, folks, they're going to constantly say, "Oh, women make less than men," and this and that. Don't believe that shit either. Because if a woman is doing the same exact job as a man, does not mean that they are entitled to the same pay as a man. Because one, the man, or say a man has been working that job for, I don't know, 15 years,
Mhm.
and she suddenly gets the same job, but starts new. She is not going to get the same amount of money.
Mhm. Even if it was a
Because,
guy, he wouldn't
yeah,
make the same
even if
amount
it
of
was a
money.
guy,
Mhm.
because one, she doesn't have the
Or
experience
new.
for it. And that's the thing. When it comes to the women's sports, like Megan Rapinoe was always bitching about. Here's the
Mhm.
thing. Create a little bit more demand, you will get your supply of cash.
Mhm.
Because that's how it works. If you're not a hot commodity, nobody gives a shit. And if you're kneeling for the flag, nobody's going to want to watch you.
Mhm.
So, yeah, all these people who are bitching about not getting paid enough, like Taraji P. Henson in Hollywood, which is more my wheelhouse. I'm going to say that right now, folks. I'm not very political. I mean, I have political opinions, but Hollywood is more my wheelhouse. She was bitching earlier this year about how she wasn't getting paid enough. And, oh, I get paid like $10 million. I end up walking away with $3 million because some of it goes to my agent, some of it goes to my house bills and whatnot. Bitch, why are you living up in a fucking extravagance if you know that you can't afford it?
Mhm.
Also, besides Smoking Aces, Baby Boy, Person of Interest, what else have you done? I can't honestly identify anything further than the 3 projects that you were a part of that I just named. That's the thing. If you're a drawn celebrity, if you have a draw, you will get the moolah. If you are a dumbass, like Rachel Zegler, the Snow
Mhm.
White chick, who's not white, but more slightly darker skinned. But yeah, if you're gonna denigrate the original, now coming up, I love how they came up with this, coming up with a different origin. And if you're gonna say stupid shit and insult the original and whatnot, well, you're gonna not make a lot of money. Also, it doesn't help you either by being an insta thought, as they call them, where you are showing off your body on Instagram. Rachel Zegler,
Mhm.
you might want to be
Huh?
going through your Instagram and maybe taking down a few photos. Yeah, because the
I hate to
the
say it,
Donald
but I bet her if she's just did this recently, she probably got way more clicks on that than she did on
no, you
her
gotta
other.
go down a few. You gotta go down a few if you look it up because it's like she's on Instagram. I'm gonna check out her profile just out of curiosity, and I did, and it's like she was a fucking thought before she even became big, and it's
Mhm.
absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, folks, all these people love to complain, and yet when it comes down to it, um, what do you really have to show for that makes you suddenly worthy of what you are saying you don't have?
Mhm.
You know?
No. But this is the next thing I wanted to bring up. It says President Trump planning to launch a federal task force that will target the giant human trafficking networks controlled by the Democrat UN system. So we'll see what this says here.
Is that Daniel Craig? No, it's not.
You guys ready?
Old children, babies, right up to teenagers, but babies that are out there being sex slaved. This is sickening. And so this has got to be like sort of a first priority within this campaign, because that's part of what we as Americans should do. If we want to say we maintain the moral high ground, we should immediately go after this. You know, a component of all this is, of course, to go after these criminals that we know came in with the illegal invasion, the terrorists that we know that came in that are on the books right now of the FBI and the CIA and all these other agencies, and clearly under DHS. These people know this. And we have people inside the government right now, some of whom are whistleblowers who are ready to go to work for us. And there's others that I know that are in the government that have been crushed when they have risen their heads to talk about this kind of stuff.
As you said, go after the serious criminal gangs so the public sees it's the right thing to do and that Trump's protecting them. It legitimizes everything else he's doing. That's the right thing to do. Go after the criminal gangs, go after the terrorist. And that's the war right there that's real and unifying and right. People totally get behind him. Then the human trafficking at the same time, which goes right to the Democrats and the NGOs. And then that is the domino that's the right thing to do as well, that brings them all down.
And I think people need to understand that the NGOs, there's a lot of churches, a lot of faith-based organizations that are involved in this kind of stuff. So this has got to be one of these, I don't use the word ruthless, but there's got to be a ruthlessness to the campaign that this undertakes, because some of these NGOs are directly involved, and we know exactly who they are. Some of these are faith-based organizations that hide behind that, and we know exactly who they are. And I will tell you, I keep a list right here. I'll show you this right here. Okay, this is my enemy terrain, and many of them that are part of that. And this is something that I have been focused on for a long, long time. You know, you have a lot of different NGOs, and you know the Arabella Advisors, right? Arabella Advisors. I'm showing this on your show here because there is a scheme to the enemy terrain and to the enemy disposition on a battlefield. This is the disposition of our foes, right? And a lot of these, their ultimate goal is what I describe as global power and a weak America. Well, we just won a major victory last night, and that victory has to be sealed by us continuing to fight, like I say, through this objective. And on this map are a series of non-governmental organizations, a number of faith-based organizations that are directly involved in the illegal invasion that this country has been experiencing, even going back to Obama, but clearly during the last 3.5 years under the Biden-Harris administration. And I'm telling you, these exist. We know where they are. We know exactly how they operate. And we need to go after every single one of these and dismantle this formation. We have to dismantle a lot of this. I mean, this is a George Soros construction, okay? A construction type of organization. And what they've done is they've created for-profit organizations, and then under them they have these nonprofit organizations, and then they have these non-governmental organizations that tie directly into the U.S. government and get grants. I mean, to the tune of millions and millions of dollars of U.S. taxpayer money to be able to go and do these kinds of tasks that we're talking about right now.
Some of the NGOs get billions.
Yeah, they do, and some of them work directly for elements of the U.S. government, namely the Department of Homeland Security. Some of them work for or underneath USAID. So these are things that I know. These are things that there are others like me that I know we can depend on. That we can go in there and systematically and structurally, because this is not just about building a wall and closing the border. We have this all over the country right now, and a lot of these NGOs, they not only operate like at Eagles Pass, Texas, but they also operate in St. Louis, Missouri, or they operate in Chicago, Illinois, or they operate in Boston, Massachusetts. These NGOs are spread and sprinkled all over the map to be able to function as like sort of enemy forces, if you will, on the battlefield of America. And what they're doing is they're ripping us off, and they're destroying the lives of, many cases, children.
While other networks lie to you about what's happening now, InfoWars.
Well, I just wanted you guys to see some of that because I didn't want to do the whole thing. I just wanted to do the part he was talking about. But that is something else I had brought up before, that Trump was, member, hands in deep with child trafficking and human trafficking and stuff in the United States in his first 2 years when he was president the first time, because there were record numbers of arrests and things like that. So I'm excited to know that they're going to be doing that again all over.
Janet, what General Flynn was just talking about there. Go back to the beginning of this space. And you had a lady, a guy, a Latino guy, saying, "Oh, all you Latinos are going to get turned on," and blah, blah, blah. Right, the day of the election, they interviewed a lady, a Latin lady. She said, "I'm not. I became a legal citizen, blah, blah, blah." She said, "We're voting for Trump because they sent those criminals into our neighborhood." And that's where the problems are. That's where the human trafficking is. It's among the cartel members who went in and took over these cities. I mean, think about when they federalized New Orleans, federalized San Francisco, federalized Minneapolis, and then George Floyd died. They literally were burning federal buildings down and being told they were proud of them by people, elected officials. Okay, so when they're so confused to reality of what I mentioned last time I spoke, that the moral center has come together. We're not going to tolerate child trafficking anymore in this country. The people have spoken. And I really wonder.
But the thing is, we have to put people in prison.
Oh, yeah, it's
what
you just said is right.
We have tons of laws. We got tons of laws.
Where they are.
We have to have courts that follow through when it comes to the law. Okay.
Well, he was talking about Soros and buying districts, and that he was behind the federalizing of the cities. I'm telling you, the crime rates in those cities, they take turns being the most murderous cities in the world. Used to be Central America, used to be other places. Now, American cities trade homicide rates for being the worst city in the world. Chicago,
I know.
Houston,
Chicago
Memphis,
is
LA.
one of them. For years, many, many, many years, okay, they have some of the strictest gun laws in that city, yet they have the highest rate of shootings.
Right.
Okay.
40
so
a
it just
weekend.
proves
It's a 40 a
that
weekend.
should tell you that it proves that if you aren't allowed to have a weapon to protect yourself, and only the bad guys, they don't care. They can have guns because they don't follow the laws. So when you can't protect yourself in your home, the crime rate's going to go up. A person is not going to kick in your door or break in your window and come in your house to hurt you and your family when they know they have the chance of having their head blown off. It's just not going to happen. The numbers go down when you're able to protect yourself. But when we was talking about the babies, when he was talking about that, that's a fact. Years ago, before I even started this channel, okay, I watched a documentary. It's called The Eyes of the Devil, okay, and it's about 4 brothels, not in the United States. They were talking about different brothels, like in Ukraine and other places like that, and in Great Britain and stuff, with children 10 and under in them, begging to die, begging for the people that come there and abuse them to kill them. Just think about it. A 6-year-old that wants to die, wants you to kill it. And they have to keep them drugged up and everything just so that they can keep them alive, basically, long enough to use. And if you had enough money, like $500,000, you can purchase a newborn baby.
Yeah, see, I think all of America and around the world, we're having this conversation. Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, I would bring this subject up when Spaces first started, and I had people in the space going, "I don't want to hear about that. I'm just having my coffee." Okay.
Well, what I was going to say, what I was fixing to
hear
say,
the facts.
how many of the 65 million votes that Kamala got do we really think weren't coerced with pressure from the outside and illegal votes? If you took those votes out of there,
yeah, but
that
you can't take
landslide
them
was
out.
way bigger than you think.
Can't take them out because we don't know. We don't.
Oh no, it's not.
There's
That's
no
not
way to
it. We
find
do
out.
know. We do know. I'm just speculating at the number, and I'm saying if those votes weren't in there, and they were in there. Some of those.
That's why they don't want.
Cities
That's
let them
why they
vote.
don't want the Epstein list out, and they don't want P. Diddy all
Yeah.
that information to come out because
Yeah,
each
and if that-
time something like this happens, because look what happened with what was it? What was his name? The movie guy that got put in prison for all the assaults.
Yeah, Weinstein.
Okay, well, he got put to prison. We didn't. Everything gets. See, the sad fact is this: when you have something like what happened with P. Diddy, when he was dragging that woman, his girlfriend, all through the hallways and stuff by her hair to drag her back into their room, right? And she goes to the police, and they going to press charges. But what happens? She signs a non-disclosure because he settled out of court. So nothing happened. So all the other victims don't even know that they're going to be a victim because the person wanted to do it behind closed doors and not tell anybody. See, and that's what hurts, and that's what happens when this administration started, okay, and they took away all the things that Trump had put into place with the border. Before, when Trump was president, when a kid came over the border with people, they said we have to do a DNA test on the kid and you, okay, because you're saying you're a parent or an uncle, you should be related. But then when this new administration stepped in, okay, they stopped doing that. They stopped doing the rapid DNA tests. So now we have all these kids coming over, 30 kids with 2 people, and we don't know where they are. They're gone. 300-something thousand kids just disappeared. The government has no idea where they went. And they don't really care, because if they did care, why did they stop doing the DNA tests? You know, stuff like that. See, and what I'm saying right now is going to get me in trouble again. If not here, but if I said this on that channel, I would get in trouble for it. I get a warning, because they don't want you to talk about this, because apparently they seem to like pedophiles more than they like children. They think the right of the pedophile to rape kids and abuse children is more important than the child itself. And that's disgusting. And that's why I'm praying that Rumble and X can grow and YouTube can have people leave and go somewhere else, because these people rather have a pedophile make money than a kid be saved from being abused. Okay. So, and that's disgusting. And that's one reason why I think this is great. That's why they don't want Trump in there. But I got a couple more videos that it's got some really good shit on it. So hold on for just a second. Let me bring this other one up. Here's a good one. There's another one that I'm sure I already told everybody I was probably going to turn off YouTube, but I didn't have to, because YouTube turned me off anyways. It says breaking. Elon Musk just straight up said the reason some billionaires are supporting Kamala is because they are terrified that Trump will release the Epstein Island list. So here we go. Let's listen to this interview with Tucker, with Elon.
That ever come out, do you think? You know, I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman's uncomfortable?
Yes. And Gates.
And Gates.
Yeah.
And I only ask that because you just look at them and you're like, that's a nervous person right there. I don't know. I mean, I assume you know them. Yeah.
Yes. Reid Hoffman was my vice president of business development at PayPal.
Yeah.
24 years ago.
Does he seem nervous to you?
Yeah. I mean, he's terrified of a Trump victory.
Because of the disclosure that would follow?
I think, yeah. I mean, I think he's he's certainly ideologically not aligned with Trump anyway, but I think he is concerned about the Epstein situation.
Well, there you go. Now, why would he make that up? Now, see, this is another thing that really shocks me sometimes. These people do these interviews and they say this stuff, and everybody says they're liars and they're full of shit. But where are the people suing them for saying slanderous things about them?
They're not, Janet. Can I tell you what the underlying real scary thing about that is?
What?
The discussion we had earlier about seats in the Senate and seats in the House. Because I promise you, and this is a promise, there will be people ousted from Congress if those are released. I promise.
Good. I hope so. The thing is, if we don't get the facts out there, people don't know that these people are doing these things. Okay, they're breaking the law. So how can they not vote for someone that's pretending to be, oh, look at me, I'm so good, I'm going to do all these wonderful things for you, and all you got to do is vote for me, and whatever, blah blah blah, and then you vote because you don't know. It's because people are hiding the truth. But if the truth was written all over them, I'm a child pedophile, you wouldn't vote for them.
That's true.
It's just like what they just said about the court cases against Pfizer. Okay, if Pfizer had went out and said, well, we want to do this, and this is what we have, but these problems could happen. All they had to do is put that out there so people would know that this is a risk you're going to take if you do this. It's just like, okay, here's a fire over here. Now, if I can stick my hand in there and burn myself really bad, because I know fire can burn me. But if I keep sticking my hand in there and I get all scarred up, whose fault is that?
Right. That's exactly
It's my fault because I keep doing it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if I know the facts and I still do it, then there's no repercussions for me. I can't get anyone to sue. I can't get my insurance to pay for it. It's like drinking and driving. If you drink and drive, you know that if you take that drink, you better not get behind the wheel because you're going to be breaking the law. But people still do it. And what do? We do nothing. But what about the people that die because the person did it again and again and again and again?
Yeah, that happened to my child.
I have something in my own family where one of my nieces was sexually assaulted by her uncle, okay, that's married to their relatives that are married, and they have kids, and then one of them attacks the other one's kid, right, and grooms that kid. Well, this person knew they were going to probably go to jail for 60 years if they had a jury trial, so they pled, right? They pled out to spare their family or whatever their reasons for, because they're a wuss. Okay, they didn't want to have to go longer. So what happens? They get told that in 5 years you get to be up on parole. So now in 5 years, that child has to go back to court and testify, please don't let this guy out. He's already molested me and this other kid and groped other kids. Okay. But that guy just has to stand there and say, I won't. I've learned my lesson. Okay. Why should he? He should have to go to jail for the time he wrote down on that paper saying, yeah, I'll take to 20. I'd rather have 20 than 60. But for some reason, the child is not as important as the person that used that child. See, I just think that's so
a child molester places on a child cannot be equaled with any length of prison term. There's no way. You destroy a soul. When you take the innocence of a child in that manner, you
told her daddy, don't kill him. I want him to go to prison. So she saved her dad from going to prison for life for murder because that's what he wanted to do. And he didn't. He listened to his daughter. We all went and supported her. And now he's in jail. But in 2.5 more years, now he's going to get to come back out and say, oh, I'm better. I won't do that anymore. After he's already done it to multiple kids. Okay. It's messed up. Okay, it's a messed up system, and we need to start prosecuting these people and holding them accountable, especially if we have evidence. If we have DNA now, you know, you don't have to go by anyone's word. You have DNA. How did that guy's, you know what, DNA got on that little kid? Okay, it didn't just jump across the room and run over and jump on it. You know, it's just ridiculous that the stories and the crap these people make up. So I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous. But I can't wait for this stuff to happen. I am so chomping at the bit to see some of these people get, you know, get whatever they deserve when they go to prison. That's what I want to see.
People need to face accountability, whether they're in the government, DOJ, DHS, TSA. TSA will feel up somebody like me that carries an ID while they pass by migrants that don't even have paperwork on the children with them. They're helping traffic them. I promise you. Right? And how stupid is that? They did that after 9/11. And that was supposed to, so we would be safe. And then they're treating us like the criminal and trafficking humans. That they pick up on 757s and huge L1011s and fly from foreign countries right into major cities in the United States and drop them off. They're under no scrutiny. No, did you have a vaccine? No, are those your kids? Do you have an ID? None of it. Not any of it. And if you travel as much as I do in airports, it's blatantly wide open. It's bad. So, and then in New York City, you can stab somebody and Alvin Bragg will have you out on the street before you even get, time to have a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm. I know. I've seen that a lot. But hold on. I got this. I'm trying to find out which one this is. Darn it. I wish I could. I think this is it. So here's the other one of the other ones I wanted to share. Okay. This is Bannon. Okay. He did go to jail and served his time for whatever, January 6th. I don't even know what he did. Everything's so.
He refused a subpoena.
Okay. Well, whatever he did, he went to jail. He did his time and now he's out. And this is something he wanted to talk about.
Where are the 600,000 votes they had in 2020? Okay. Merrick Garland, Jack Smith, the whole corrupt DOJ. We're going to get to the bottom of where are the votes? Where are they? We're not a bunch of fools. Where are the 600,000 votes? You didn't have them in 20. You didn't have them in 22. They didn't show up in the early voting here, and they didn't show up on game day. So this, once again, this is starting to be evidence. We want to find out every person on it's inconceivable that they could have voted in 2020, not shown up in 22, not shown up in the early voting in the mail, and not shown up on game day. You stole the 2020 election. You've mocked and ridiculed and put people in prison and broken people's lives because you said this thing was stolen. This entire phony thing is getting swept out. Biden's getting swept out. Kamala Harris is getting swept out. MSNBC is getting swept out. The Justice Department's getting swept out. The FBI is getting swept out. You people suck. Okay. And now you're going to pay the price for trying to destroy this country. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to get to the bottom of where are the 600,000 votes. You manufactured them to steal this election from President Trump in 2020. And think where this country would be if we hadn't gone through the last 4 years of your madness. Okay. You don't deserve any respect. You don't deserve any empathy, and you don't deserve any pity. And if anybody gives it to you, it's Donald J. Trump, because he's got a big heart and he's a good man that you're still going to try to put in prison on the 26th of this month. This is how much you people suck. Okay. You've just tried to destroy his business thing. And he came back in the greatest show of political courage, I think, in world history. Like Cincinnatus coming back from the plow. He's the American Cincinnatus. And what he has done is a profiling courage. We've had his back, but I got to tell you, he may be empathetic. He may have a kind heart. He may be a good man, but we're not. Okay. And you deserve, as Natalie Winters says, not retribution, justice, but you deserve what we call rough Roman justice, and we're prepared to give it to you. So I think I said my point there, right? Did I get that across? Media matters.
Is that what you were spending your 4 months coming up with?
Yeah, I was thinking, by the way, I was totally chill in prison, but now I'm kind of worked up when I got out. No, it's just outrageous. But this comeback tonight, and I know nobody wants to talk about 2020. This is why we're here on the roof of the Willard Hotel. We had to bring the journey forward back. We are in those suites working nonstop because we knew they stole the 2020 election. And we had to be over the ellipse. But President Trump, I thought, gave an incredible speech that day. A speech that you went and turned and went to a grand jury and indicted him on and will try to throw him in prison. Think about what happened here. And look at the American people tonight. You know who got rejected? It wasn't on tariff policy. You got rejected. The Biden regime got rejected. Kamala Harris got rejected. Merrick Garland, you little worm. I had a small part in making sure that you were not on the Supreme Court with a lifetime appointment. And every night before I go to bed, I think about that. But now we're turfing you out of the Justice Department. And brother, all I can tell you and Jack Smith, all I can tell you and Lisa Monica, all I can tell you scumbags of the Justice Department and the FBI is lawyer up, okay? Because we're coming for you. You don't deserve, what you deserve is the hardest form of justice we get because you've gone out of your way to try to destroy this country. And the people, the men and women that you've put in prison that are praying rosaries outside of abortion centers, the parents you try to hassle and intimidate that were going to the school board meetings, the J6 guys, the thousands, the biggest investigation in history, you said you had on J6. Well, hey, you ain't seen nothing yet because the biggest investigation that we're going to have is on the deep state, the Justice Department, the FBI, the CIA, DOD, and my strongest recommendation to President Trump, the first action you take is to recall Milley to active duty and let court-martial him. So everybody's blowing my phone up and say, gosh, I hope President Trump's magnanimous tonight, and I hope he's forward-looking. Put your magnanimous, right? Put your magnanimous where the sun doesn't shine. President Trump, I think, will be magnanimous. He'll be gracious. But the people that have fought so hard for 4 years, not. Let's go right there.
Trump might be coming in.
I think President Trump's going to come in. Let's cut to it.
I just think he's awesome.
Yeah, I have got to go because I have got to get up in the morning.
Oh, yeah, it's getting late. So I told you I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to bring up. So it was more than I had time for. But I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining me tonight. And Orange Hat, do you have anything you want to talk about with your channel before we close?
I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs before the end of the year. If I get to 2,000 even before January 1st, I will be giving away these nifty bastards.
Awesome.
They're actually pretty good for plane spotting and nature viewing and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And 1050 magnification. Also doing for singles, Final Fantasy singles this month with Mara Jade. We're also doing the 1s and 2s on her channel. It's going to be the Robert Downey Jr. duology of Sherlock Holmes. The last 2 Wednesdays of November. The Thursdays of November, the second to last Thursday and Friday after Thanksgiving will be singles, which will be Final Fantasy VII Advent Children Complete and Final Fantasy Spirits Within. So we will be discussing those. Tuesday, I will be doing Guilty Pleasure Tuesday on or 1:30 or 1 o'clock p.m. to discuss Godzilla 98. Or as most people call it, Zilla nowadays, with Matt Broderick and whatnot. And I usually come on here for Orange Hat Uncensored. Excuse me, Uncensored. But for some reason, they didn't allow me to do it. So tonight.
I'm sorry. It's because of me. You got tagged with me. But somehow Ruben was able to get out from under it. What's funny is I've had 4 or 5 different guests on my show, and my video was taken down and deleted or whatever by YouTube, but theirs is still up. So
really,
KT Truther was one of them that I
Standard
did.
shit right there.
It's really funny, and I don't even have 1,000 subscribers, so I don't know. I don't understand why they hate me so much, but they don't like
I'm
me.
trying to get to 1,600 right now. I keep on dancing up to 1,593, but then it kicks me back down to 1,591. So if anybody wants to sub to my channel now to help me get to 1,600, that'll be fine. But I'm still trying to get to 2,000 so I could do that giveaway. I actually do. I have an extra set of those binoculars, so yeah, I'll be giving them away if.
Just send me anything that you have, and I'll share it on my stuff, on my timeline stuff, and you can
I'll tag you.
do the best I can. But okay, Ruben, what about you? What do you have coming up?
Well, I'm still in awe about the election, and I'm still hesitant because of, again, things can go wrong still in a very crazy world.
Yeah.
But I'm looking positive. I'm taking a little break now for videos. For the last few days, I threw my back out, so I'm taking care of that right now.
Yeah,
in a lot of pain. But I'm gonna be doing more videos on my weight loss channel, my regular channel on YouTube, my Rumble channel, and X every single day, because again, we have to make America great again still for everybody. And that's the whole idea of hope and unity, bringing people together. It's inspiring. So we got to keep that pressure going on for 2025, 2026, and beyond.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And my channel, well, as you can tell, I'm not going to be able to have anything on YouTube for a while, so it'll just be X and Rumble. But tomorrow I'll be playing Dungeons and Dragons with Bruce's team, and it'll be the game that he's writing this time. And then Sunday we're going to be watching the movie Iceman with Timothy Hutton. I've never seen it, and we're going to watch it in his Discord. And then afterward, we'll do a review on it, and it'll be fun. And it won't be on YouTube apparently. So, that's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to get all pissed off over something and beg them for forgiveness, because I don't even know what I did. So it's like, that's life. But I just want to say thank you to everyone, and I hope you like my new outro video that I'm going to start using, because remember, I was using the Trump 2024, but he got elected, so yes, I'm happy with that. So I hope you guys like my closing video. I hope you watch the whole thing before you leave. It's not very long, but it's really good. So here we go. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later.
First off, let me convey to my family, friends, and supporters that now is not the time to gloat. We must remember that most of our left-leaning friends are good people who want the same things in life as we do, but simply think differently on how to get there. It is now time to be the bigger man, to extend an olive branch and unite all reasonable people of this great nation. God has blessed America, and together with President Trump, we will make America great again.